Our next lesson is also really quick. Previously, we learned about acids and bases and what those look like and what acids and bases could be, like what examples we might see in our everyday life, things like that. Today, we're going to learn about the pH scale and why that's relevant to acids and bases. So, the pH scale is just used to determine the acidity or alkalinity of a liquid. Alkalinity means how basic something is. This is an example of the pH scale and where things fall on it over here on this left-hand corner. If you like to take some time and pause this video and just like look through and see where each of these items falls on the pH scale, that'd be great. Some of these should be really familiar to you, right? Okay, so acidity is just the level of acid in a substance. These things we are very familiar with as acidic. Lemons, we know, have that sour taste that comes from the acidity of them. Coke, we know, has kind of like if you swallow it, it goes down, it might burn a little bit. And then strawberries, which are very sweet, are surprisingly acidic. They tend to fall anywhere between a 2 and a 3, which is about the same place that grapefruit juice, pop, and tomato juice fall on our pH scale. So strawberries are actually very acidic. Alkalinity, on the other hand, is just the amount of base in a liquid. So how basic is something? So in general, the big takeaway is that the pH scale simply measures how acidic or basic a substance is. It does this by using what we would in math call a number line. And that number line, the scale, runs from 0 to 14. The center of the pH scale here is referred to as neutral, meaning that it is neither an acid or a base. Anything from 0 to 6 then is referred to as acidic. And that just means that any liquid in this category is considered an acid. On the flip side, anything from 8 to 14 is basic, meaning that any liquid in that category is considered a base. So think about what we've learned really quickly. I'm going to go back to that very first slide. I just want to see if you guys have noticed something. Have you noticed a trend in the strength of the acids and bases? I'm going to go back here. Just take some time and look at this and look at these items here. And what are you noticing about them? We've had some time, and now this is what I want you to get out of it. We can think of the pH scale as looking down on top of a skateboarding half pipe. If we were to look at it from the side, you would see that the scale would be higher at each end, something like this. And this is because the further away you move from 7, which is neutral, the higher the intensity of the acid or the base. So our acids that come up as a 0 on the pH scale are very, very acidic. While our bases that come up on the 14 here will be very basic. The further away from neutral something is, the more dangerous it is. Okay? So that's just, things to think about. And that is the end of this particular slideshow. Again, super basic. We didn't really